do this to me? I've waited and waited for someone I never see, but I'm so sentimental and I'm so hopeful you'll be here. So here I am every year, every Christmas. In my head, and I got my answer that first moment that we met. And oh yes, I believed you as you told me, as you said you'd be here every year, every Christmas. There must be a lesson for me to learn. If you don't trust and love, you get nothing in return.
And that is the great Luther Vandross. What a beautiful voice he had. And man, every year, every Christmas. And he had so many other hits, and it's a shame he's no longer with us. Edwin Lee Raymer with you. Ed Raymer with the Edwin Lee Raymer Show. And this show, of course, is produced right here at WGNS, the studios right here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. 1450 AM, 100.5, 101.9 FM. Here in the heart of the great volunteer state, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And you can reach me tonight at 615-893-1450. Those are our AM call letters, 615-893-1450. And you can also send us a text if you don't want to go on the air live and all that good stuff. And, Connor's on the board. It's just me and him here tonight. And he'll be glad to read it over the air, or he'll write it down, hand it to me, or I'll read it, or whatever. We'll get you on here. Now, and of course, most of you know, we are on YouTube Live. This Ed Raymer Show, News Radio WGNS. We're on Facebook Live. And what is that, Connor? Facebook Live? Is that just WGNS Radio or News Radio WGNS on Facebook Live as well? And you can watch us there, and all of my other broadcasts that I have, and all the rest of us. Angela, who just left here a while ago, and Angie Renee, and all the rest that are here. Jason Qualls, through the week, does a great job with financial coaching and doing just good work there. And Angela and the girls there, just the ladies there, I say girls, I know the girls, they're grown women. They're fine ladies, and they're doing a great job feeding people, reaching out in the community. And that's what it's all about. And especially this time of year. But, they do that, and we all try to here, year-round. They really do. I don't know how many meals that lady's giving away. Man, I'm telling you. And she's fantastic. Now, you can download the WGNS app. You can take WGNS with you wherever you go. Listen whenever you wish. And go on your app store and type in WGNS, and you can have it and listen whenever you need to. A lot of you listen to our podcast. You won't be listening to me live tonight. You'll listen later on. And that's fine, because I'll bump into you somewhere tonight. Well, maybe tonight, but probably next week or whenever at the supermarket or out Christmas shopping, more than likely. And, I want to thank, right now, before I forget, I want to thank Tim Mullins and the entire Mullins family at J. Mullins Jewelers. They have been a sponsor here for me since I went on the air. And when Jeff, back when he was still with us, he left for a while, but he came back. And I am so glad they did. And I appreciate them so much. And all of you that listen, I talked with a listener this afternoon. Larry, if you're listening, thank you so much. And yes, I got your love letter. And it was here. Connor handed it to me just a while ago. And thank you. And all the rest of you. Give us a call later. Jeff Neal. I talked with Jeff, I think, earlier in the week, and I noticed he'd called today, but I didn't get a chance to talk to him. And going to be playing his favorite songs. We're going to do some all Christmas music tonight. And, okay, let's get into it. And I'll tell you what let's do if we can. No, I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead. I want to play this if we can, Connor. Now Connor's here by himself, and I'm here by myself. We're both here. And we're going to run this by you. And, of course, now all this is via YouTube where we get these, okay? And this is from Fox Business. And we're going to play you a thing on that Trump may soon pay no income tax under the tariff plan. You got that one pulled up, Connor? Let's go ahead and play that. I want you to listen to this because it's talking about, and I'll play it for you here in a minute, we may eventually end up paying no income tax. And a lot of people getting awfully excited about this. Go ahead, Connor, if you would, please, and play that.
Bassett says 2026 will be the year for Main Street. Watch.
It's been a great year on the economy, but the best is yet to come. The tens of trillions of dollars that have come in investment, but you also insisted on the 4 benefits for working people: no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security. So as a result, in 2026, we are going to see very substantial tax refunds in the first quarter. So the best way to address the affordability crisis is to give Americans more money in their pockets, which is what this bill has done.
Oh, that's interesting. Anthony Chan is an economist, and he joins me now. You get all those tax rebates early next year. That's highly stimulative for the economy, isn't it?
Absolutely. In fact, the average person will get $1,000 more than they got the prior year. And if you get a family of 4, 2 workers and 2 children, they're going to get $1,800 more. This is not getting publicized. So when they see that extra money, guess what they're going to do? They're going to spend it.
Right. So that's see
great
economic
for the economy.
growth 3% in the early part of next year?
Well, we know that the One Big Beautiful Bill is going to help with capital expensing because of 100% expensing. So that means capital spending can go up anywhere from 3% this year to as much as 7%. That's about 14% of real GDP. So that'll add about 0.8% to real GDP growth. The consensus for 2026 is 1.8%. So if you add another 0.8%, that's a 2.6% growth. We will be growing faster in 2026, according to the consensus, compared to 2025. So yes, an improvement in economic growth. We got to be excited, Stuart. I hope you're excited.
I am. I'd love to see economic growth like that. That'd be good for everybody. It floats all boats. That's Absolutely. A great thing about it. One more for you. President Trump, once again, you saw this, floating the idea of eliminating the federal income tax. Watch this.
We're going to be giving back refunds out of the tariffs because we've taken in literally trillions of dollars, and we're going to be giving a nice dividend to the people. And I believe that at some point in the not too distant future, you won't even have income tax to pay because the money we're taking in is so great, it's so enormous that you're not going to have income tax to pay.
Okay, they're taking a lot of money from tariffs that can replace the revenue from income tax. Therefore, some way down the road, you can get rid of the income tax. Is that realistic?
I would love to see that happen.
Yeah, we'd all love to see it. Is it realistic?
But if you look at the numbers from the Treasury Department, they've collected $220 billion worth of tariffs so far.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Bringing in already, now you heard Secretary of the Treasury, tens of trillions of dollars. Tens of trillions coming in already. Unbelievable. We've got a caller on the line. Caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Oh, Ed, it's Terry.
Hey, Terry, how are you doing? Hey, are you going to pay any income tax this year?
I was going to ask you, you think I should ship it off somewhere and take a deduction?
Well, we're in the spirit of the season. I was wondering if you could just send it to me. I mean,
That man is delirious. I don't believe a word any of them say coming out of that administration.
well, are you there, Terry?
I'm here.
Yeah, I've got, and you'll hear some more of this. Thank you for calling, too, by the way. First of all, how are things in the Knoxville area?
Well, they're warmed up a little bit.
Yes, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everybody is doing their credit card shopping. They'll have a big bill next January.
Well, they're buying as we say, things they don't need with money they don't have for people they don't really like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But, that's just the way it is here in Tennessee. People will do that, They're not trying to outdo the Joneses. They just have done it for 100 years, and they just keep doing it.
Yeah. It's a way of life. Yeah. We still, my wife and I are in our late 60s, and we still get credit card offers. I don't think these people have got the message yet. We're not your prime customer anymore.
I bet it's 28 and 29% interest too, isn't it?
Oh yes, I wish. Hey, we got into the wrong market, man.
I'm telling you.
I'm telling you right now.
I'm telling you now.
How are you doing, my friend? How are things politically there in Knoxville?
Well, you can't tell about these people till they run out of money, and then they might change their minds. But the more people that, like you keep saying, the more people that goes hungry,
right,
the more people are going to change their consensus. I really believe the tide is turning, and as they used to say in Pink Floyd, The Wall, the tide is turning.
Right.
Tear down the wall. Yeah. Well, I believe the Republicans are tearing down the wall in Congress right now.
I think they're tearing it down themselves. Sure, they are. They're tearing down their own wall. I mean,
he's too dictatorial, overbearing, critical, out of his mind, delusional.
Right.
And they can see it. They've played along, and now when they found out that the House and him were going to cut their priorities in their states, they started thinking about this. Now, wait a minute. We're cutting our own budgets in our state. How's our Department of Education going to function in Tennessee without the funds from the federal government?
Well, all we hear about down here in the Nashville area, and of course we're close enough by. Of course, our television stations cover Nashville, of course, on a regular basis. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I just think I think they guesstimated, what was it, 79% of Tennessee's budget comes from federal funds.
Exactly. I know. Yeah.
And you cut those things.
Sure.
Now the billionaires, they don't care.
No.
They don't care.
No, it doesn't bother them at all. No, not at all.
And they're all running every federal agency up there, and they don't give a darn. But
no.
We have the vote. So far, we still have the vote, but people here just don't seem to get it until, like you say, they go hungry.
Well, I've got to say that my father always said that. He said, "Son, no," and he meant it. He said, "No, son," he said, "when they get hungry, that's when they'll," and I said, "Well, he said, no. He said, "I mean when they literally," he said, and my father believed that. When they're, because he was born in 1936, okay? And they came up, he and my mother both, they came up hard, and they never forgot it. And, I mean, he said, when they get hungry, that's when the tide will truly turn, Okay? There won't be none of this wishy-washy. They'll say that's it. You know, you talk about schools too. This Turning Point USA, they're really pushing that. And Bill Lee this week described it as a, quote, free speech organization.
Yeah, right.
And this is part of the Charlie. Isn't this part of the Charlie Kirk bunch? Correct me if I'm wrong. And then what they're.
Sounds about right.
I think so. Yeah, and yeah, they've got it going on. And
Well, Gene Dixon, you remember Gene Dixon? back in
Gene
the
Dixon, yes.
70s? Okay, before she passed, you know, she went to presidents, asked her to come to the White House.
Didn't President Carter ask her to come in? Was it President Carter that asked her to
I don't
come
know, several of them did.
in? Maybe President Ford did before that. I don't know. But I know she did go to the
Several
White
of them.
House. Yeah.
She predicted JFK's death and other things.
True.
Years and years before it happened. But one of the last things she predicted, a lot of people may not be aware of this, and I'm not sure if it's 100% validated, but she's predicted that in 2026, America comes to a precipice to where they become either morally aware or continue with delusion and illusion.
Mm-hmm.
And she wrote that down. And then she also said that there will be a man who admires gold, and it's part of his life is gold. And
I wonder who that would be.
she called him the Golden Man.
To look at the White, it's bad enough they tore down the East Wing. You know, I saw that machine tearing that place apart, and you know that it's heartbreaking. And then when they show the shots, the press does in there of all the gold and all this stuff, it's. I mean, look, it looks like a cat house. Okay.
It does.
And people keep asking me, Ed, how do you know what a cat house looks like? Well, the ones I've seen
How would you not know?
Okay, yeah, well, I guess. Now, wait a minute. What do you mean, how could I not know? Come on, what are you talking about?
Every television show you watch has got a cat house on it.
True. I mean, but it's everywhere. It's just, it's totally ridiculous. I mean,
The thing about it is, she says, here's what she says, we'll either, and a lot of it they attribute to AI as far as the delusion.
Right.
And so many people are being deluded by AI and by social media, memes, and much of it is being produced by our enemies overseas and pumped over here, and people buy it.
Yeah.
And it's caused division and hate and unnecessary beliefs in unscientific BS.
Right.
And
True.
Now we got measles popping up everywhere because we have these anti-vax folks and a secretary of HHS who says, no, we don't believe in vaccines. Well, what in the world is wrong with the people in this country that they cannot see the delusion? You
I know
see what I'm saying?
Yeah. When we went to school, now I think you're a little older than me, I believe, but I'm 67, okay?
Yeah.
But when we went to school, we all got vaccinated.
Sure.
It was part of the deal, and our parents didn't have a problem with it. We got vaccinations for, I don't know, measles or, I don't know,
I took
chicken
the polio
pox,
cube,
polio,
sugar
yeah.
cube.
And all these diseases were eradicated 20, 30 years later, you know. And I just...
the economy is going to fall pretty soon, in my opinion. We're just living in a dream right now.
You may be right. You may be right, yeah.
Silver's up to over 60, almost $70 an ounce, if you didn't know.
I did not know that, no. And I don't know. What is gold now? What is gold at?
It's over 4,200 an ounce, I think.
4,200. Okay.
But they don't have enough silver to continue making solar panels, phones, and all of this. And banks are hoarding it.
Sure.
And they're trying to reset the price of silver in the paper currency of silver, the trading with paper. They're going to try to reset it to get people to sell to make it go down. But it doesn't matter because the Shanghai markets and all the other world markets, there's still a shortage of it. Doesn't matter
Sure.
what they do with paper. There's a shortage of it, and the price is being set anywhere else. So that's what the market will do, is they'll go back to Shanghai markets and other world traded markets, and the price of the silver will continue to go up because there's not enough of it. And
Wow.
there's a lot of things we don't know that they're going to do to reset our debt. And one of the things they say they're going to do is apply Bitcoin
Right.
to treasury bonds that foreign companies have invested in, which would reset the value of what they originally invested, and then they would they would lose on their investment, which would lower our debt limit. I mean, they've got all kinds of tricks up their sleeve.
Oh, there are so many formulas for that and models that they've come up with. And you know, in 2007, 2008, that's what got everybody in trouble to start with.
Yeah.
The models were not working anymore. And they had overplayed their hand, you know. And it can't go on forever. I mean, and I was talking to a good friend and the other night about Bitcoin, because he had been in it and he's not in it anymore. He keeps up with it and watches it, but he's not involved in it anymore.
Well, I've never been in it, and I'm not going to get in it.
I don't know anything about it. I don't, you know, and I'm I'm bad enough with paper currency. I don't know, you know, and I just don't know anything about it. I'm not for it or against it. I don't know. You know, I just don't know anything about it.
Well, I mean, it's independent from the dollar, and
Right.
that's one of the advantages of it. People say I'm not an expert on it by any means,
True.
but it's independent of the dollar, and it's a separate currency. So, like, if the dollar fell, it would not fail, you know, and all of this. But still, what's it based on other than other people's money that they've put into it?
Sure.
You know.
Yeah. You got to base it on something. Terry,
Right.
I'm going to have to go. I got to go to a break. I want to wish you all, you and all your family, everyone, a very Merry Christmas. I thank you for your support of this show. I thank you for your support of me, because I certainly need it, and I've made all.
So do I.
I've made all the local people here mad.
Oh, you have.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, I have. Yeah.
You got a lot of support out there, believe. Oh yes, you got a lot of support.
Well, thank you very much. It's nice of you to say, but I do appreciate. Let me tell you something, man. When a University of Kentucky boy from Kentucky can sit and have a decent conversation with a UT man from Knoxville, that's progress right there.
That's a red and blue. That's a red and blue occasion right there.
Terry Livingston, thank you so much.
You have a good Merry Christmas to all of you.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you, my friend.
Good night.
Good night. Terry Livingston, good friend, good supporter in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I appreciate him so much. Did we have another caller?
Someone called, but it was just a dial tone.
It was just a dial tone. Caller, we had another call on the line. Give us a call if you like. The line is open now. Our lines are open. And give us a call, 615-893-1450. Connor, if it's okay, let's go to our first break if we could. And you're listening to the Edmund Lee Raymer Show. I'm Ed Raymer. Connor's on the board with us. And we'll be back right after this. Stay with us. Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. You know, if you just need someone checked out on a background check, tag them a run, or if you need someone full-fledged to follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
I felt so alone, scared, angry, full of self-pity. I just wanted to die, so I took another drink. Then I heard about AA and went to my first meeting. The people there talked about those same feelings. I was no longer alone. They gave me help to stop drinking and hope to start living. Alcoholics Anonymous, it works. Look us up. Check your phone book, newspaper, or aa.org.
And I want to tell you about a great friend of ours, J. Mullins Jewelers. You know, they've been in this county for going on 100 years now. And their new location is 1640 Memorial Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. Jewelry for any and all occasions, weddings, birthdays, of course, all holidays, Christmas and everything, getting real busy around the Christmas holidays. Check them out at 1640 Memorial Boulevard right here in Murfreesboro. You know, J. Mullins Jewelers. Can't beat it. Hello, everyone. It's Ed with Private Investigations in Middle Tennessee. You know, if you just need someone checked out on a background check, a tag number run, or if you need someone full-fledged follow, give us a call. You can reach me at 615-390-7219. That's 615-390-7219. Or check out our website at piofmt.com. That's piofmt.com.
Lacy things, the wife is missing. Didn't ask for her permission. I'm wearing her clothes, her silk pantyhose, walking round in women's underwear. In the store, there's a teddy with little straps like spaghetti. It holds me so tight, like handcuffs at night, walking round in women's underwear.
In the office there's a guy named Melvin. He pretends that I am Murphy Brown.
He'll say, are you ready? We'll say, whoa, man. Let's wait until the wife is out of town. Later on, if you wanna, we can dress like Madonna. Put on some high shade and join the parade. Walking round in women's underwear. Lacy things missing. Didn't ask permission. Wearing her clothes, silk pantyhose, walking round in women's underwear. Walking round in women's underwear. Walking round in women's underwear.
And we have a caller on the line, and caller, go ahead. Hello.
How you doing?
Hello.
How you doing? How you doing, Mr. Raymer?
Well, I just finished playing your favorite song, Jeff.
Well, I don't know about it. It's one of them. I mean, you know, wreck them all. So that's what Terry's talking about the credit card. Just to wreck them all sometime. You'll hear about the credit card.
I'm telling you, how are you doing, my friend?
Well,
I got
you know,
your call. I got
I'm-
your message this afternoon. I'm sorry I didn't have time to call you back.
I'm hanging in there. You were talking about Turning Point, and there was an article in the paper today, and Republicans met. They've got a partnership between that and Turning Point, and what they want to do, they want to have chapters in every public high school.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, his wife, that was sad. He was sad that his wife's running it now, basically. His wife's running that organization.
Whose wife is?
Charlie Kirk, the one that got.
Oh yeah. She's gonna get in there. There's a lot of money to be made on that with people paying those. Yeah.
But that's what they want to do. And they asked Governor Lee about it. He said, "Well, I don't know anything about it, of course. I've never heard of it.
Sure he doesn't.
I don't
Yeah.
know anything about it. What's turning? Well, I've never heard of turning. What's that? What's a turning? I've never heard of it. You know. What's that? I said, is it something in the ball game? I don't know what's going on there. You know.
Yeah.
I've never heard of turning
Yeah.
point. I don't know nothing about no partnership. That's what he's going to tell you. You know.
Well, I think it's evident by what the Republicans here, even locally, want to do. They're just chomping at the bit to, do away with the public school system, and they're into these charter schools and all this, and it's it's going to come back to bite them, I'm sure. But I don't know if you were listening to what Terry Livingston said. I believe 80% of our funding comes from public school. They're wanting that money channeled to them. Is what they're wanting.
They've been wanting to do that for me. It's been over a year.
Oh yeah.
They've been wanting to do that. They've been wanting to take I don't know about everything, but I know for education, they don't want any money from the federal government that way.
Oh no. Just starve it out. It's a starvation is what it is. Just starve it out.
Well, that's basically what it is. But I'm saying they were voting on whether to even accept money from the federal government. So they voted on it. Which I don't think it never really got to a vote. But they had talked about voting back. As this Governor Lee, he's one of the ones he don't want any federal money either. I don't think.
Sure.
Don't want any in education. Well, he might.
Oh yeah.
He might want to build some roads after Hurricane Lee tore up the roads over there. He might want some federal money then.
Well, it depends on what area the county commissioner. It depends on whose area got hit the hardest, and then we'll get on the ball then for that. But for me and you, if it's it's not important unless they live next door to us. You can forget it.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's very true. But I did want to say, Evan Lee, I didn't want to say. I don't know if you watched the Kentucky basketball game yesterday, but I went today. It was been 134 years ago today. Dr. Naismith wrote the first rules out for basketball, 13 rules. Gave them to his gym class, and his secretary typed them up, put them on a bulletin board.
134 years ago today.
1891. It was, and the YMC, but it later became Springfield College. But he gave matches, and he put peach baskets up, at each end of where they could play. Of course, when they first started, every time they scored, they have to get a ladder and take the ball out. They have to go when they batted down the walls. They have to take a ladder every time they put it in the basket. And of course, I don't know when they decided to put all in there, wherever they did on that.
There weren't many slam dunks or 3-pointers back then. I don't believe.
Couldn't slam dunk a peach basket. wasn't too many of them. But no, I just wanted to. I just want to say I do enjoy your show every week. I know it seems like things are not going well. I was going to tell you too. Did you see where he had one final thing about Trump? There was a thing. He's got pictures of the presidents in the White House. You see that?
Oh yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, and he's got it.
He said Obama was the most divisive president. He called it the Unaffordable Care Act. The subsidies are going to run out, and people's insurance is going to go up probably 3 or 4 times.
Well, the thing is, what he wrote underneath every president, that's not for a president to write. That's for a historian to write. It's not for people like me and you who have favorites in a party or whatever the case may be. But, you could at least tell the truth,
Oh, yeah, well the ones he wrote about were the Democrats, and he said about Reagan. He said Reagan supported me way before I ran for president. So he said about Reagan.
Yeah.
Supporting the way on, be like he does way on.
President Reagan would have run from him like a fire.
He wants to, like I said, whatever he wants to. Like I said, we got 3 more years to. 3 more years to deal with him. So hopefully.
Yeah, we hadn't even been there a year yet, and this is the beginning. And but I'll tell you, from what I played earlier, you probably heard, and Scott Bassett said there are tens of trillions of dollars in tariff money already coming in.
Well, what I want to know is if we're getting, what is China getting? What is all these other countries?
I don't know.
How much are we? You think Donald Trump's writing a check the Prime Minister of Canada, very paid for the government? You think he's doing that? I don't think so.
No. I don't believe it.
I don't think one word comes out of that man's mouth.
No.
He said the sky was blue. I think it's purple.
Well, but we have people here that are even in our government, like I said, on school board and county commission, that Donald Trump can do no wrong.
Oh yeah.
He's their buddy, and
lady in New York's running for governor. She's leaving Congress. The finally saw that.
Yeah, and And Marsha Blackburn will run for governor. I don't see any Democrat that's going to oppose her, and Marsha Blackburn will be
She don't have,
elected.
She don't have to run. She can kind of walk into it.
And unfortunately, it looks as though Andy Ogles will be elected over in the other. The fellow that's running against him.
There are a couple of Democrats. There's a Democrat that's going to run against him.
And he's a good fellow. He's a good guy, and he should be elected, but he won't happen.
I've heard him on the radio, so I've heard he's going to run against him.
I know you told me that, but I just don't. I don't see it happening.
I don't see it either. I mean, it could. I don't see it happening either. But you never with this state, you never really know. It's like the mayor in Miami is going to be the first Democratic mayor in like 30 years, and the Republicans are really worried about midterms and all that stuff. And see, that's where he's going to build his presidential library in Louisville. Now that's going to take construction. She'll be in fire, so maybe it'll be delayed about 15, 20 years.
Well, but I'll tell you, Kentucky and Tennessee both, this is a horse of a whole different color. These people don't think, I don't think some of them think at all,
Yeah, well, at least Kentucky has a Democratic governor, Bashir. We can say that about it.
Governor Bashir. And I don't know that he would ever have been reelected again, but...
His daddy was governor for it. He's pretty proper as far as names, but his daddy was governor before he was.
Steve Bashir, they were from down in my neck of the woods in Hopkins County. They're from Dawson Springs, Kentucky.
He's done a pretty good job. The last time he won pretty big last time, so I don't know what their deal is as far as terms and stuff. But no, I just wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas, Edwin Lee. Hope you have a great weekend. I'll talk to you soon. See you.
Guys, Jeff, thank you. I want to thank you for your support, and I wish you and your family the very best of Christmases. Have a great one, and I know you will, and I'll be talking to you again soon. Jeff Neal, big supporter of this broadcast and friend of this broadcast. I thank him so much. And I'll tell you what I want to do. Well, hang on a minute. I got something here I'll play. I got something. Connor was good enough to pull it up for me. Okay, we played this one from Fox News. On the tariff checks, Kevin Hassett. Did you get the Face of the Nation one? Oh, yeah, he's right there. I want you to listen. It says Congress will be, says the $2,000 tariff checks, that'll be dependent on Congress. Take a listen to this. This is on Face the Nation this morning. Go ahead, Con.
Somebody to hire.
Let me ask you a bit about tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
Since as far back as July, we have heard the president refer to this idea of $2,000 checks being given out to households. The Treasury Secretary said this would go to households making less than $100,000. Should Americans plan to receive those checks in 2026?
That's going to depend on what happens with Congress. Congress is going to have to send those money to those people. But the thing we can say is that since July, we've had a lot of positive news about the economy. We've had a couple of quarters of almost 4% growth. We've got a big government surplus, actually, running for a few months in a row. The deficit relative to last year is down by $600 billion. And so in the summer, I wasn't so sure that there was space for a check like that. But now I'm pretty sure that there is. And so I would expect that in the new year, the president will bring forth a proposal to Congress to make that happen.
So a new proposal for these, it's not necessarily coming from existing tariff revenue?
Oh, well, it could come from tariff revenue, but in the end, we get taxes, we get tariffs, we get also revenue from lots of places, and then Congress decides how to spend those monies. That's an appropriation. And so this would have to be money that would be an appropriation.
So don't bank on it, in other words. So are you projecting that in the new year, certain tariffs will remain in place, or do you see some of them going away?
I think that most of the tariffs that we've passed this year have proven their mettle. We've got still high growth, which people said we couldn't if we had tariffs. We have reduction in the deficit, reduction in the trade deficit. Imports from China are the lowest they've been since China entered the WTO. So there's a lot of success to crow about in the tariff space. But there are also things that we're hearing when we talk to people like trading partners and companies that trade a lot in the U.S. There are also things that maybe could be adjusted. You saw that we decided to exempt coffee, for example, because we don't make a lot of coffee in the U.S.
And coffee prices are up.
And I think that if there's something that's not made in the U.S. at all, that there's an appetite, and Jameson Greer is leading the effort to study these matters, that there's an appetite to exempt things if they're really not meant to be made in the U.S. because of, like climate or things like that.
You've also got the Supreme Court decision pending in terms of the specific IEEPA, as they're called. These are tariffs where the justification was citing fentanyl, Canadian crude, some Chinese imports. If the Supreme Court doesn't find in your favor, who gets the refund? Is it the companies or is it the consumers? How's that work?
Yeah, we really expect the Supreme Court is going to find with us. And I also think that if they didn't find with us, that it's going to be pretty unlikely that they're going to call for widespread refunds, because it would be an administrative problem to get those refunds out to there. But basically, whoever paid the tariff, like actually cut the check to buy the thing, would be the person who would be getting the refund if there were one.
Doesn't the administration claim it was the country that paid that? You're saying the company.
It would be like I'm not talking about the incidence, right? So the incidence of the tariff. So in the end, who pays the tariff depends on elasticities of supply and demand. And we know that China cut the price a lot, so that the post-tariff price from Chinese goods is about what it was before the tariff. But the people who pay the tariff, if there is a refund, the people who actually paid for the good, the importer in most cases, they're the ones who'd be the first line of defense for refunding the tariff. But I really, really don't think that's going to happen. It'd be very complicated. And then that person would be responsible for allocating the tariff refund to the appropriate folks.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you what, get with me in a couple of weeks. That's what we always hear. I mean, get with me in a couple of weeks. Okay? Because we'll have you an answer then. Now, I want you. Somebody down there?
It's Angie.
Oh, okay. She bringing you supper? Great day. You believe this? Anyway, we're going to pull up here a fact check on. Well, this is from WRAL. They're in Raleigh, North Carolina. And this is on, could the U.S. tariff revenues replace tax revenues? And this is about 2 minutes. And I want you to listen to this, to what they say, and, judge for yourself. Connor's going to pull it up for you. Connor, this is the one from WRAL. The U.S. tariff revenue. Can you play that piece for us, please? All right, here we go. Take a listen to this, folks. It's only a couple minutes.
In the coming weeks, the U.S. Supreme Court is expected to rule on the legality of the Trump administration's tariff policies.
In the meantime, the president is touting the tariffs as a way to reduce taxes. Paul Spade looks into that claim for PolitiFact.
Just how much money is the Trump administration generating with its tariffs? Well, President Trump says that before long, he thinks the U.S. will collect so much money that it won't need to rely on income taxes anymore. Watch.
And I believe that at some point in the not too distant future, you won't even have income tax to pay, because the money we're taking in is so great, it's so enormous, that you're not going to have income tax to pay.
Is he right about that? Well, the future can be unpredictable, so we're not going to rate his claim true or false, but we can tell you that right now, the projected numbers don't really tell that story. This chart shows where the government gets its money, and you can see from the green, personal income taxes made up 49% of the federal government's revenue last year. The IRS last year collected $2.4 trillion in personal income taxes. Tariff revenues, meanwhile, don't come close to matching that, and they probably won't anytime soon. Look at these numbers from the Tax Foundation, which is a nonprofit that researches tax policy. They do expect tariff revenues to grow over the years if they're left in place. They could go from about $140 billion this year to about $250 billion in 2034. But that's still just a fraction of what the government collects in personal income taxes. Look at this side by side in the green income taxes collected in 2024, and in the blue, tariff revenues expected to be collected in the year 2034. It certainly doesn't look like we could replace income taxes with tariff revenues. If these estimates change, though, we'll be sure to let you know. WRAL.com.
You know, now you heard the Treasury Secretary say just a while ago they are already collecting tens of trillions of dollars. Tens of trillions, okay? Now, you just heard this man tell you that they took in $2.4 trillion just in tax revenue alone. My statement is, folks, is somebody lying? I'm just asking. Trump people, give me a call. I want to hear what you have to say. Come on, Rutherford County. Stand up for this guy. By the way, where's your wall? I guess we forgot about that, didn't we? Yeah, well, we'll get to that later. Yeah, okay. Tens of trillions are being collected, have already been collected. It's in the coffers. Where's it at? Where is it? That tens of trillions, that would pay down the debt that we've got, right? Just think we ought to pay that off first. I can see that. We'll pay that thing off, wipe it out, okay? But the entire government overall in $2.4 trillion in tax revenue last year. Who's lying? Someone's got to explain this to me, because I'm sorry, I'm from the country. 2 and 2 is still 4. Okay? I mean, and when it comes to this, you've got to, just math still works. Okay? This is not hard. It's not tough. Well, now the examples we show, and don't give me that. Come on. You got debt. You got to pay it. Okay? It's very simple. Quit making things hard for the American people. What about Trump people? Oh, I know you're listening. I know you Republicans out there are listening. You wouldn't pick up that phone. Yeah, it's itching right now. You'd love to call in here and give me a piece of your mind, but you ain't gonna do it, are you? Why? I'm opening the door. You're more than welcome to call in. All of you. Give me a call. Defend this. I want to hear your argument for the tens of trillions that are already coming in. Now, that's just one, okay? One point I had here. This is just one little point that I've got. I've got here, Trump, he's pardoning a man that brought in 500 tons of cocaine. And he's the man he's going to fight the war on drugs. 500 tons. You think it's that much on those boats he's blowing up out there in the Caribbean? You do realize that those boats have to be refueled. Those type boats use an enormous amount of fuel. Do you realize that? To go from point A to point B, you need somewhere in between to fill up to get you might want to go from A to B and then go to C. Okay? Because they're not the most efficient at fuel consumption that there is. Okay? I've got farmers that let me assure you, their tractors get better results out of fuel comparisons than those boats do. Now, I can tell you what it's called. It's called murder. That's what it's called. 500 tons of cocaine. Markwayne Mullen defended President Donald Trump on that, the decision to pardon ex-Honduras President Ahmed. Man, telling you, it's unbelievable. I mean, it really is. We've got about 8 minutes left. I want to hear, I'll listen to you call, and I know some of you will call at the last minute if you do call, because, we only have just 2 minutes left, and you don't want to get into that. But, and a lot of you got mad at me over what I did over our local elections here. I'm telling you, Marsha Blackburn is going to be elected governor of this state. You don't have a candidate no one will touch her. I don't like it either, Democrats. We had a total turnout of what? 100 in this Afton Bain vote that goodness knows how much the Democrat Party put behind this young woman, and only 180,000 votes cast. Do you realize how many people live in that district? And how many registered voters there are? I'm going to guess, and this is strictly a guess on my part, I'll stand corrected, but there's anywhere from 550 to 600,000 registered voters out of that 180,000. Only a third voted. Where are you, Democrats? And what about you in-between people? What about you? Where are you? And I've heard you, Democrat. I've heard you. Some of you have told me over the years, well, I don't know. I didn't go vote. I guess I should have. I don't know. I just didn't go vote. Really? You think maybe now you ought to start giving it a try again? Like you did back in the 80s and the 90s when the Democrats were in control here, and this place was a much different place, and it was as blue as this wall is out here that says WGNS here at this radio station. Blue as blue could get. And money was coming into the area, and mostly Democrats were in charge of this place, this area at that point. I'm talking about Murfreesboro, Rutherford County. I'm talking about all over. Okay? I'm telling you, it's not, these Republicans are leading you, and you're following. You are a sheep that have gone astray. We've got a caller online. I want to hear this. Hello, who is it? Hello.
Hey, Raymer, Mark.
Hello.
Yes, sir. This is Mark.
Hey, Mark.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. What can I do for you?
Well, one, I just wanted to say you ain't quite right. That song you played I've never heard before, and I about fell out of my chair. I'm still going to buy you a cup of coffee one of these days.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, we'll do that. Yeah.
I wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Well, I wanted to wish you the same, my friend. Thank you very much. I appreciate your support of this broadcast. I really do.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
I love your broadcast.
Thank you.
And when people fall for this tens of trillions of tariff money, and we're going to give you back money and maybe eliminate income tax and stuff, I don't know how they don't realize just getting their own money back if they do get any. Because if you think those folks in other countries that are paying tariffs and not charging you more for their products are crazy.
It's utterly ridiculous. Now, to let people know, you deal with numbers every day. You are an accountant, right?
I do, yes.
Okay. And there's still a place for simple math in this equation, right?
Yeah, as far as I know, 1 and 1 still equals 2.
I sure hope so. Now, I know there are extenuating circumstances on certain things, and there, timelines and things of that. I understand that. I'm not totally stupid, as a lot of people would like you to believe. I'm not really. No, but I mean, we're talking about basic math. We're just talking about tens of trillions, and the government only brought in 2.4 trillion in taxes. Somebody's lying, Mark.
Listen, Ed, it's along the same lines as reducing drug prices 1,100%. It just couldn't happen.
What are you going to do with your refund? Are you going to buy Christmas with that refund? I mean,
I'm gonna buy you a car with my refund.
I'll tell you what. No, I want you to get your grill paid off first.
Yeah, maybe I'll give the money to my wife and say, quit making me grill.
Some of the stuff looks pretty good. I got to tell you, you're pretty good with that thing. Looks like. But
well,
no,
I'm learning.
I thank you, and I do. I really appreciate your support. I really do. I've got people won't even answer their phone anymore. They're so strung out.
I'm so happy to have somebody like you on the radio to tell the other side of things. You hear a ton of these conservative shows. You don't hear too many of the people who stand up to the conservatives and say you're not doing the right thing and you're lying to the people.
Right. Yeah. And
so I thank you for that. I appreciate you, and I couldn't do what you do, but I'm glad you do it.
Well, I thank you. And I'm going to hold you to that cup of coffee, and we're going to do that pretty soon, okay?
Yeah, we're going to do that in January.
All right.
It's Christmas week, the end of the year. Thank you, Ed.
Have a great Christmas, Mark. Thank you so much.
You too. Yes,
appreciate
sir.
you.
Thank you.
I appreciate Mark. I thank you so much, Mark. Mark's an accountant. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to play our last, play a couple of ads. Connor, you can do mine and do Jay Mullins. And let's play some Christmas music. Let's do every year, every Christmas, if we could. And ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you something. I thank each of you for your support. Some of you are sitting on the back row. Some of you are acting like back row Baptists right now. I understand. You can go ahead and start it. And, you know, I appreciate you, and I want you to know I don't take you for granted. I don't. I wish you and your families, above all, a very Merry Christmas. And until next Sunday night at 8 o'clock, I'll catch you down the road. Good night.
Never see, but I'm so sentimental, and I'm so hopeful you'll be here. So here I am, every year, every Christmas. Yeah, I've wished for you in my heart and in my head, and I got my answer that first moment that we met. And oh yes, I believed you as you told me, as you said.